Hey guys, TommyBryson here, and my entire portfolio is just 5 ETFs. I invest my entire life, basically money, into just 5 ETFs. And you might say that sounds risky, but those 5 ETFs hold over 5,000 different stocks, so it's not risky whatsoever. And I'll tell you right now, I have invested around $267,000. And before you say, well, that's a lot of money, that's crazy, the answer is don't forget, in 2018, all I had was $7. And you can go back to my videos back then and see the whole transition. My point is, don't stop investing and don't not invest because you don't have that much money. Start with whatever you have. That is my rule. Just 10%. 20% of what you make, and then boom, little by little, it will continue to grow. Now, before I get to this video and show you exactly how much money I make from dividends from these portfolios, oh my goodness. How much money I make from dividends from these portfolios, how much money I make from dividends from these ETFs. That's what I want to say. Okay, let's do it again. Okay. Hey guys, TommyBryson here, and my entire portfolio is just 5 ETFs. All the money I have in 5 ETFs. And you might say, that sounds risky. And it does sound risky until you find out that these 5 ETFs have over 5,000 different stocks inside of them. So not that risky anymore. And I'll tell you right now, I have a total of around $267,000 invested. And before you say, I'll never get to that, or that's way too much money, the answer is don't forget, in 2018, I started with just $7 in a little Acorns account. You can go back to those videos back in 2018. I have them here, and you'll see the whole entire story. My point is, start right now with whatever you have, and it will continue to build up and compound. Now, before I tell you and show you exactly my investments, how much money and how much dividends I actually make per month, per year, everything, I want to first clear one thing up. A lot of people, they think dividend yield is the same as, for example, APY on a savings account. It's not the same. Dividend yield is based on the price and the dividends you actually get from a company. For example, a company gives you a fixed dividend and they can raise it or lower it. So let's say I invest money into a company and they pay a dividend of $5, but the price of the stock is $100. So when you divide the dividend, $5, by $100, that gives me 0.05, which is the same as 5%. And that is going to be my dividend yield, meaning that your dividend yield is going to be different depending on the price you actually paid. Because, for example, if I had paid $50 instead of $100 for that same stock, I would have a 10% dividend yield. So when I tell you, hey guys, here's my dividend yield, it's gonna be higher than what it is for the average person investing right now because, hey, I've been investing for a long time when the prices were actually lower and they were still paying the same amount. Make sense? Now, let's get right into the video. And by the way, like this video. It helps out with the algorithm and YouTube, so appreciate it a ton. Smash the like button and turn that button blue. Now, the first thing, guys, is basically, I told you already, I only have 5 ETFs currently. But it used to be, honestly, 7. And before that, it used to be that plus a lot of other stocks. But what I notice is making things simple is really the best strategy ever. And by the way, people will say after watching this video, Tommy, you could put this money in a savings account. It's risk-free. But in reality, getting 0.5% only equals $1,300 for me, and the bank makes around $23,000 or $26,000. I don't like that partnership. Or you might say, Tommy, why not put all this money into AT&T and make 8.92% on dividends right now? Because what they don't tell you is that, yes, although I can make from AT&T right now around $23,000, well, guess what? If I had invested into AT&T a year ago, I would have lost today 22%, which equals around $59,000. So one thing I want you to remember is that a dividend is just a cherry on top of your investment, but it should not be the main reason why you go ahead and invest into a stock. The reason you invest into a stock or a company or an ETF or a hedge fund is because you fundamentally understand it and you found something you want to hold for a very long time. You're buying it at a fair price, also with a safety of margin, meaning you buy it at a discount. So if you're wrong, you have enough space there to actually, hey, you don't get screwed over all the way. And if you have a hefty dividends, well, that's just a bonus. But having a stock that pays you 10%, but then next year you lost half your money, it's not a good game. It makes no sense. So that's why I don't do that. But let me dive into these 5 ETFs, what they are, how much they pay in dividends, and everything. So the first ETF I invest my money into is called the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. Now, I put around 40% of all of my investment money into this one ETF right here, and here's all the information. I own this stuff. Everything is right here. So the idea is, guys, okay, I get paid around $5.50. That is the dividend, and I own about 264 shares of this investment, and I paid for them around $252 per share. And right now, if you go on the stock market, it's around $400. So not including even dividends, I already made from this one ETF around $43,000 in profit. Of course, I only make it when I sell, but it's there. It's unrealized. I'm not going to realize it because I'm going to get taxed. But to me, that's awesome. So in total, per year, I make around $1,471 in dividends from this one ETF. Now, I don't know about you, but that's a cool number. But I like to break things down to a monthly basis. That way I know exactly, well, what bills is this going to actually cover? So that number equals around $122.59. Now, that might not sound like a lot of money per month. Tommy, just $122, like really? Like that's not that much money? I get it. I know. I understand. But to me, it is a lot because I started out with pennies being sent to me like every 3 months, and that kind of sucked, but it's all about how you build it up. So to me, $122 means, hey, I have my $80 a month light bill covered, paid for, passive. I have my $20 a month water bill paid for, done, passive. And I also have my $22 gas bill for my car. I drive a Prius, so my Prius, Toyota Prius, I can drive that car for the entire month with just $22, depending on the gas prices because they're horrific right now, right?
Are you serious? This is torture.
But yeah, to me, that's a lot. It covers 3 bills right off the bat. So that's awesome. So whenever you think about dividends, think about what bills is this going to cover? And by the way, don't confuse this. It covers it, but I don't use that money. I reinvest all this money back into the portfolio to make me more money. Now, the second ETF I actually invest money into is going to be the Vanguard Small Cap ETF. Now, here it is right here, guys. The Vanguard Small Cap ETF, but I don't want to leave you guys just hanging. The reason I put money into the Vanguard S&P 500 is because I'm buying the 500 largest companies in the US, which basically means whatever the US market does, I'm going to get the average every single year. And I want to be heavily invested in America because, one, it's where I live. I have a lot of confidence in America, and America is the superpower of the entire planet. So it makes sense to do it, and that's why I do it. Now, in the small cap ETF here, I only put around 20% of my money, just 20%. Now, what are small cap ETFs, guys? Well, what does a small cap ETF contain? It contains a lot of small companies that have a lot of potential for a lot of growth, but also have a lot of risk because the smaller they are, they're also risky, volatile, but they can make a lot of money. Imagine buying Walmart when it first started. It would be a lot of money, right? So that's awesome. And it pays me around $2.42 per share. But because I bought this at around $195 per share, back in the day, guess what? Without the dividends, I already made $4,378. So to me, that is awesome. And I own, again, 249 shares, which basically means to me, monthly wise, this pays me around $50.49. Again, might not seem like a lot to you, but to me, it means two more bills. It means my $35 phone bill is covered. And also, my $8.75 gas bill to cook and stuff is also covered. And I have left over $6.25. Don't forget about that number, because as I pay these bills, there is money left over and accumulating that I can use for other bills. Now, the third ETF is the Vanguard Developed Markets. And why? Because I want to be invested also outside of America, because there's money to also be made with international companies. There are a lot of big international companies out there, and I want a piece of that pie too. I want a piece of every pie, okay? And that's why I invest 20% of my money into this ETF right here. And it pays me around $1.19 per share. That's the dividends, okay? And guess what? I own around 1,096 shares of this one ETF. And by the way, the price that I paid for it was around $46. So right off the bat, I already made about $2,000 in profit without including dividends. But overall, this pays me per month around $109.47. I count the cents, by the way, plus $6.25 left over from before, so that's a total of around $115.72. And that's enough to cover my $80 a month internet bill. I'm telling you guys, okay? Step by step, you buy a few dividends and a few investments that pay you dividends, and with that money, you cover one bill here, one bill here. Before you know it, you ain't got no more bills to pay, because it's all being paid passively. That's the idea, okay? Now, don't forget, I do have leftover money here of around $35.72. I count every penny. Now, my fourth, and by the way, I didn't show you guys that, okay? So here it is right here. Here's the third investment. If you guys didn't see it, boom, boom, boom. And by the way, it says $1,769. So I guess that is the overall, because over here in my Excel sheet, it does give me some flimsy numbers, but over here, you will see the more accurate numbers as they also do change. Now, my fourth ETF that I invest money into is the Vanguard Real Estate ETF. And here it is right here. Boom. And so far, as you can see, I already made $4,000 in profit without including any dividends, okay? But guess how many shares I own? I own about 252 shares, and this pays me around $2.31 per share, but I only invest 10% of my money into this ETF. Why? The stock market is great. Being invested into the US, small cap companies internationally is great. But having some REITs, real estate investment trusts, balances out the portfolio. So when the stock market is down, it doesn't mean the real estate market overall is going to be down. So you want to have that balance. So when things flop, you still have this here, which is concrete and pays a solid dividends also. So overall, this pays me per month around $48.51. Again, doesn't sound like a lot, plus the other money left over of $35.72. That's around $84.23. I'm not going to use it for any bill right now. It's not enough, but I'm going to save it up for the next one, because my fifth and final ETF is going to be the riskiest one I have, okay? And it's the Vanguard Emerging Markets. And I tell you it's risky because right now your boy is negative, okay? I'm losing money here, because here's what this is. This is you investing money into literally markets that are not solid yet. They're just rising. It's like investing into America when it was just a colony, and you can say, that's so stupid. They're just 13 colonies. Well, now they're not, right? So that's the idea. So it's you investing into smaller industries that have a lot of potential for massive success and also a lot of potential for a lot of failure. That's why I only do 10% into this one right here. But overall, this pays me. I own around 573 shares. I bought at $49. I'm losing money around $2,300. But overall, it does pay me around $43.54 per month in dividends. And plus the other leftover money, that's around $84.23. In total, that's $127.77. Again, I count every penny. So that means with that much money, it covers more than half of my grocery bill, which is $220 by the way, which only leaves me over with around $92 just missing to cover my full grocery bill. But overall, as you can see, that's 5 ETFs and they cover a lot of my bills. And to me, that's awesome. Now, that means in total per year, I make around $4,474 every single year in dividends. And all this money, I reinvest. When will you take this money out, Tommy? I'll take it out when I have the amount I need plus 20%. Because at that point, I have a lot of money in there. I also have a safety of margin, and I can take money out without having to worry about, what if this goes down, right? No need to worry about it. Now, for the curious, because I know some people are nosy and curious like me, like I'm super curious and super nosy. Here are my total bills overall. So the only bills missing really to be covered are my $92 a month food bill, because that's what's left over. My cleaning bill, I have someone clean my house for $100. My aunt, she works that stuff and she helps me out a lot. So shout out to my aunt. Third, going out to eat. I spend around $200 on that, but that includes going out to eat plus dates and movies and entertainment and stuff like that. I enjoy that, so I spend money on it. $200 on that. And then rent, which is $725. That's a total around $1,117 that is not currently being covered by my dividends. However, overall, if I wanted to go ahead and cover that full amount just with dividends, well, all I have to do is simple, right? $1,117 divided by how much I get paid in dividends, which is basically 2.93%. This is a percentage, by the way. It's how you do the whole math stuff. Don't ask me. I'm not Einstein. But it says $38,122. So if I invested this much money today, I would have enough to, oh no, that's not true at all, because this is per month. So that's not true. So it would actually be, leave this mistake in here so people know, because some people make this mistake, okay? It would actually be $1,017 per month multiplied by 12, which is the annual, which is $13,000, right? Divided by how much money I get paid in dividends, which is 0.0293 currently, which means I have to invest another $457,474.40 to cover all of these bills. But in reality, that's not true. And here's why. Because those bills are not really super accurate, because my rent bill is going to go down to zero because I bought a house, I paid cash for it, and I'm only going to pay like $150 in insurance per se. So I don't need this much money. In reality, all I need is $92 for my food bill, $100 for cleaning, also $200 for fun and entertainment stuff. And then for my insurance, home insurance, because if the house burns down, you want to be secure. That's going to be $150, right? Multiplied by 12, divided by 0.0293, which means, hey, I only need $221,000. So I'm like halfway there almost, right? A little bit more than halfway there. But that's what it takes, guys, okay? It's all step by step. If I want to have dividends cover everything. And if I can leave with you guys just like one thing with this video, is that the video is over. That's basically it. Those are my 5 ETFs. I invest this way because I care a lot more about, for example, being secure for longevity, for the future. And so far, although I only make this much money in dividends, I've made a little over, what is it, like $56,000 just like in profit, just like that. So it's still working out great. Okay, so keep investing and stay at it. As always, like this video, comment down below any questions. If you want to call me one-on-one, the link is down below. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's at TommyBryson. I only have one Instagram. Up here is another video. Here is my face. Click and subscribe. Long-term team officially out. Thanks for watching.